Hello all, no respawns, hope you're doing well. So, this is kind of a misc video. I did mention in the last vid, and I mentioned a few vids actually, so I mentioned it a lot, that I'm going to not have to, it's cool. The bend build is cool, but I do have a lot of kind of little areas to fill off. And this is one of them. What I do, because I actually quite like how this turns out, but the building is maybe nothing new, but potentially you might get a few ideas of how to deal with kind of awkward filler areas. So the whole idea I was going with these little areas is I needed to make them seem busy, but I didn't have enough space to really do much. So where we are right now is the entrance right next to the workshop. Obviously, given how that area looks, and obviously with the stuff I built around it, it's kind of like, what do I do with it? Quite pleased how it turns out. I went for a kind of a corridor look. The idea being of just like, okay, it's not going to actually be any actual buildings, but rather just a kind of add to the journey of you walking around, especially with this area. It looks really, really cool. And then the other side of the staircase, so I do the lead up to the staircase on this above us now on both sides. I did a look around, and what we've got is we've got this area which I've done now, looks great, and then I've got another small area. That fucking Minuteman lady was sinking into the ground. I eventually had to assign her to food because she kept coming back. Anyway, so I've got another little area, and then we've got outside the armory, and that's it. Ostensibly the castle, at least the building part, not including the decoration inside, would be done. So what I've decided to do is, because the other chaff areas, or the other areas which is kind of misc, just filling gaps, like this is the most interesting one because it leads up to the stairs, the other's one not so much. I'm not going to show you those, just because it would be boring, right? However, what I'm going to do, because outside the armory is, like with obviously that giant kind of door, shutter, I guess, it's going to be a great individual build on itself. So what I'll do is possibly the next building video, I'm going to definitely sit down and do some mod stalkish soon, so I might do a mod video next. But the next building video will actually be the armory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the entire of the outside of the armory, so where you've got that giant big, metal shutter, and we'll decorate the inside and make it look quite cool. So I'm actually quite pleased now. I've been inspired, weirdly enough, by while doing this. And then the other stuff is just kind of like, you'll see it as I walk around. There are just a few areas where I just need to kind of put shit. And to us, it will just be this again. Or like, it's kind of what I'm doing in here, just kind of like fucking around with little bits. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with, as always, quite pleased with how this has turned out. I had a bit of fun with the decoration as well. Those of you who didn't realise, but Aslam's decoration mod, he's updated it recently. And what he's going to done is he's added, those little toggle lights that you have for custom vanilla assets. So he's added those. And he's added a few more new things to the mod menus, which is good because I made a point, one, because it's quite late and I was quite tired when I was building. So I used a lot of his new decoration bits so I get to show off them as well, which is pretty grand. As you can see, what I'm trying to do here is just go for a kind of a walkway kind of look. I've already done the staircase. There was so much faffing in this. Like, you'll see a lot of cuts in this video because there's just so much bollocks. I had to... It took ages. It took so long because I didn't have much space. You'll probably notice already there are lots of... Like, I can do quite a bit inside this little part here, which is grand. But there are loads of bits where I couldn't do stuff, so I had to kind of keep coming out. And I will point out where I've done some, like, weird stuff that I've cut out. Because, like, for example, I do some kind of chain rug glitching, shall we say. And I had to chop it down because it took me a while to figure out the length of the chains, which I'll let you guys do as well. It's fine. You'll see in a minute how I fill up some gaps. But it's quite cool. I had a bit of fun with this one, which is quite grand. Also, I'm excited because it's payday for my new job tomorrow. Or tonight, actually, in like 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a 12 AM victory pint. Not a pint, there's an off license across the road. So first paycheck, while this is rendering, run off the road, get a pint. Or a bottle of beer because it closes at 1. And they have a late license. Oh yeah, this one took a while. Stupid rug. I really like this junk wall as kind of just right, I have a void to fill, so I'm just going to kind of use this one. But it's also, as you probably see, it's like the most annoying. I left this part in because I wanted to remind you guys that it's the most annoying one, but it does actually work. If you're ever having trouble with something doing that where it's not connecting, just raise the rug up. It kind of just forces the item to hop onto the rug. It's Davies kind of recommended kind of go-to way because so many items people don't realize work because sometimes they just don't connect. So I'm just popping it in there like this. Now, this was one of the ones I cut up. So I basically just made a giant load of boxes and made a load of invisible rug chains and popped them in there just because I just wanted to just kind of fill out that a little bit. So it's now just nice little kind of chunky wool. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of going around. You can kind of see, like, I was really, like, how do I add these areas, like where the staircases are, was the one I wanted to show because it's kind of difficult. It's like, how would I fit the theme of the castle with all of my kind of quite custom areas with something quite permanent that I kind of couldn't delete, and I kind of couldn't build over. I left a weird random log, but I couldn't build over the staircase. So I'm quite pleased with how I did it. Just kind of, I basically hid as much, so you just kind of feel this kind of corridor feeling walking over. And yeah, it worked out really well. With the other side, what I went to do, Jesus, it is late, went to do is, and you'll see, is I kind of went for a bit more of a cluttered storage area. The vibe with this one here is it's kind of a corridor with a, it's decorated at the end, so it's kind of slightly decorated, so it looks cool. And then the other side, as you'll see, it's more of a like a really cluttered staircase kind of entranceway to a house. You know what I mean? When you know that when you've gone into a friend's house, everyone has that one friend, right? Who that's one of the big space areas, by the way, which I'm just going to fill with crap and not show you, but I'll show you in the tour. What I mean to say, you ever been to that person's house who has, like, the entrance? They've got a big family. I never had many siblings, right? But, like, they've got that really busy area of the entrance to their house. It's like where everyone's shoes are. There's umbrellas, there's boxes and crap everywhere. It's like right when you come into the house. Am I the only one who's experienced, has that friend or friends that do that? Anyway, that was the inspiration for the next area. It's like, oh yeah, it'll be like when you go to your mate's house and they have loads of shit in the entranceway. You know what I mean? Like the little... I've lived in flats for so long. The entranceway to your house. You know, those big buildings which aren't flats that, you know, people with money live in. Like the entranceway to one of those where they've got loads of kids. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. That was in my head, and I wanted to explain it. It's like, oh, yeah, they'll totally get what I'm talking about. And now that I think about it, it sounds fucking stupid, doesn't it? Because there are no shoes, David, yeah. There's no place to hang your hats. Honestly, useless. You can see I'm running out of places to actually do the pillar at some point now, just because there's just so few places. But it's cool. I'm pretty good. So again, I was also trying to figure out how to do this part here. Ended up quite well. I didn't want to kind of like... I was tempted to kind of cover up the ground loads, but to us, all I needed to do was just kind of add a little walkway going through, so at least there's the semblance. This part was so much easier than I was expecting. Because how do I go over that? How do I do it? What do I do? What do I do? Pretty simple, really. Just put a shack floor. Don't do what I'm doing right here, where I put it at a fucking angle, because that's stupid, but... it looks cool when I just shunt it around. Look, watch this, watch this. This is a great idea. And it works. It's like, oh, I expected that part to be really awkward. There we go. That's how I dealt with that pile of rubble. Sorted. Lovely. Awesome. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, yeah. And I just kind of shove little bits in these walls here. I just wanted to kind of just add a little bit more clutter. It's not as crisp, and I think there will be elements in this one where you look at it and go, oh, wait, those maybe walls look weird just placed against that. But I wanted to break on the interior. The whole point is I want to not have any on the, at least not including the actual interior of the walls, kind of blank castle walls. Okay, so we're on the other side now, but this is the part where it looks like the entrance to a house. It doesn't now. It's terrible. But yeah, like, just so I don't want you to be able to see any bare castle wall when you're inside this kind of courtyard area. When you're inside the actual castle walls, that's different, but here it's yeah, this is like the dullest shack ever, and I leave it open. I just wanted just something, just like, it looks cool decorated, but I didn't want to overdo it because I just had such little space to work with. This one as well, I don't show you much of the decoration here. There's actually a lot of box placing, but as you see in the tour, it's nothing. It was just not worth me showing you because it's just me, like, you know those like crates that I love, you know, those little long crates. Yeah, I use loads of them, and then just piles of shit, and it's just piles of stuff. But this worked quite well. I've just still got loads of like blank areas, which is why I'm like really eager to kind of finish these off. Also, that means that said we can do other structures as well in the castle. I want it to be ostensibly finished on the inside. I've got a couple of ideas for more structures we can do. I was thinking about, I'm going to do a wind farm, because that would be cool, and it suits the area. Not like, maybe like 3 or 4 windmills or something, like a little wind farm area, because that would be a neat little build, I think, especially if you're going for kind of like some kind of eco-friendly, or at least self-sustainable, without having to hunt for fuel each time, as in making another chain and just putting a load of these barrels into that gap, just plugging it. This is, as I said, the whole vibe of this area is it's just going to be loads of crates, and you just kind of weaving in amongst them and go up the stairs. But yeah, wind farm is a coming, and then we've also got the water purifier as well, and then I'm also going to do the armory too, which I think you're going to like, and then also I want to do a vid where we just kind of decorate the rooms on the inside. I also run out of wood here. See, look at that. I'm so glad that I have Freemaker now. When mods came, that was officially when I went, right, I'm not buying my materials anymore, fuck off. If I'm going to build more complex and detailed structures, I'm not buying wood, travelling around, which is what I used to be very principled. I didn't glitch or anything like that, because reasons, some misplaced sense of pride, and also just because I was being quite heavy RP, whereas now we've got mods, I'm like, right, well, I've got mods, I might as well just thingy them, just use the Freemaker, yeah. So you can see, it's quite straight forwards. Putting stuff in. It looks better. This one changes quite a lot with the decoration, because I had like lots of ideas. But you can see what I mean, right? And this is why I was adverse to doing these areas. You're really limited to what you can do. Like, if anything, this whole video here, is me just trying to make the most of a bad deal in a lot of ways, because all of this stuff is an afterthought. It basically is built around the pre-existing walls, but also the structures that I've slapped down, so I couldn't really build anything definitive. I'm quite pleased, as I mentioned, with how what ends up looking, but I hope this gives you an idea of why I put off this so long, because I was like, don't really know what to do, but it needed to be done. It needed to be done. So we're getting close-ish now to the end of the building. I think, what did I do? Oh yeah, just put a ladder there. Put a ladder there. It's quite exciting, really. Oh, and then I put some junk fences, and then there was actually quite a little bit of like box stacking I added in where I moved them around. I just took it off because it's nothing really fancy, and I'm trying to. This video, I didn't know how interesting it would be to you guys, but oh wow. This part actually looks a little bit. I could have done it a bit better. So what I do is I just put another one of these next to it, and then put a wall piece in between. Again, because I just want to kind of cover up the walls. It does look a little bit messy. Not bad messy, but I personally notice it, and now you will too. But it works. It's adequate, because I quite like the decoration I put over it, so it's grand. I love these little fences. I'm so happy we've got these. And like as before, when I've complained about not having those brick crates, I'm confused as to why they weren't in the base game. I don't think it's laziness by Bethesda. I think maybe they just had so much shit and they just couldn't be asked. I don't know. Maybe they had loads of DLC planned and they ended up doing it. I don't know. You know what? I would have paid for it. Mentioned that before. I know we're meant to not, encourage publishers to know they can squeeze us for cash, but I would have paid for it all. I'm an addict. So as you can see, I'm just kind of blocking up the hole here. Don't we cover up crates and stuff like that. Right, so anyway, Tor, I come in a moment. La 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 la. Right now. In a second. Here we go. So there we go. I do walk through these twice so you can see. So as the idea is, one these kind of like a cluttered area. That shelf there is from the Aslam's decoration workshop, I think it's called. So definitely check that. I've got if you check my mods playlist, I've got a video where I go into a bit more detail. As you can see, it's kind of like, what do you mean? It's like you're going into your friend's house, they've got all that shit in their entranceway and they go up the stairs. No, that's just me. Fuck off, yeah. I didn't have family. It's alright, I was never had entranceways to the houses. And here we go, look, here looks really nice as well. It's a little bit busy. That's the lights, actually, from Aslam's mod. I quite like this area, so we've got my little area here. Wait for this. This is my favourite. I had fun doing this part because I was being stupid. It's got a mannequin, little area, Deathclaw, danger fallen material. Look, Rip, Milky Joe. Oh noes. That's Milky Joe. That's a Mighty Boosh reference for the cool members of you. And that's the Deathclaw that killed him. That's the tosser who just sat there and did nothing, to be honest. That's my joke. I found that that really entertained me, making that stupid little area. I was like, what shall I put there? I know, I'm going to put a grave. Oh, there's actually, like, the grave posts there as well. That's in Aslam's decoration as well. So there's quite a lot of cool new stuff in there, which is grand. And then we'll just do another walkthrough. Anyway, hope you guys like that. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I'll have a new video up soon. We've got loads planned, so the castle is getting close to an end. Anyway, you guys take care.